Okay. Now, I have more problems with Marvel Rivals, and this should surprise you because I say I love this game. I play it almost every day. I love this game. Dive is just unfun to play against. It's not super interactive, and here's what I mean by that. So Spider-Man grabs you, and he pulls you off the edge. There's nothing you can do. Unless you're playing a flying character or a character with a really good movement ability, there's really nothing you can do. And that's kind of buns. With this new buff, I was playing against a Spidey player who has obviously played Spidey a lot because if he would hit me with a web sling, I'm playing Jeff. I can go underwater, I can do the bubble dance, I can get anywhere, I can get away. If he started with the grab and he grabbed me to him, I was dead before I could get away from the uppercut. So what was I supposed to do? And it's not like, oh, you should react, you should know where he is. There was no time to react because when you are grabbed by his web sling and he pulls you, you can't do anything. So as fast as I could, I get under the water, and then I go up and I hit the bubble and I go down before I can grab the bubble, before I can spit out the bubble most times. I'm dead. Maybe that's a skill issue. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just not bad. I'm just bad. But I feel like this is a problem that most of the dive characters are not dive, take attention away from the supports, take the support's attention away from the team, weaken their team by weakening their healing. It is Psylocke does it. Psylocke does it. Black Panther does it. Invis. Fuck me. Psylocke does it. Spider-Man does it. Black Panther does it. Venom does it. They go in there and they get any kill as fast as they possibly can. And then they get out. And that's not fun to play against because it feels like you are the AI enemy in a PvE game. The diver gets to play their solo player game, and you're left struggling to defend yourself. And it really doesn't matter how well you defend yourself, because if they play their game well, they will win every single time. It's a one-sided game. See, because if you can freeze them, but they're still going to escape, because as soon as you do damage, they can escape. You can stun them with Mantis, but as soon as they can also still escape. There's pretty much very little ways you can really kill them and stop them. You can stop them, but that means they just run away and come back in 8 seconds and do it again. And that's no fun to play against. Genuinely, that's not fun to play against, especially if you play casually. I do not play high ranks where I'm watching every corner and I'm looking down every alley. Like, I'll look at the off angles. Sure, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I don't not look at off angles, but I'm not walking back to spawn, checking every dark alley, going, where's the Spider-Man? Is Psylocke back there? Is Magic back there? Like, that's dumb. And on Magic and Spider-Man could be really cool. Because, like, I've done it on Spider-Man, because I've played Spider-Man a little bit. I tried to learn him. He was one of my first characters that I tried to learn. I learned all his combos. I just wasn't really good at it. Tank called to me more. Because I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so I wanted to play Spider-Man. But, like, I learned, oh, the combos are different, and you're probably not going to confirm a kill when you do this. But instead of pulling you to them, and, like, Web Tracer pull you to them, you can just Web Tracer web zip to the floor and next to them, and you can kind of do pretty much the same combo. And even if you don't kill them, you took attention away from them. That's gotta be good. Like, he could be really good, because Spider-Man, right? When you look at Spider-Man and you look at how he fights in games, in movies, in comics, in TV shows, he does not grab you, pull you to a back alley, and kill you instantly. That's not how Spider-Man fights. Spider-Man fights by swinging around, swinging all over the place, landing punches, pulling people away. Like, I think Spider-Man has the ability to be a really, really cool character. Increase how much his web swinging, the cooldown on his web swinging. Decrease it so he can do it more. Increase how much he can do it. And then he has those punches for a reason. So that way he can zip to the floor, jump, hit uppercut, hit somebody, swing away, and by constantly displacing and constantly messing with the supports and with DPS or tanks, you create openings for your team, you let your team move forward, or you yourself get kills, and that's a much more interactive way to play dive, because Spider-Man's already pretty hard to hit. Give him like 50 extra health, and that's super, that he'd be fine. Yeah, and you could play Spider-Man like that, and you just lower the damage of that stuff so that way he's not an insta-kill, because the fact that he can just drop in there, insta-kill someone, and Psylocke does this too, and Black Panther does this too, the fact that he drops in and insta-kills is not very good, especially for low ranks, especially for the people who play the game the most, which are your, well, don't play it the most, the majority of the people playing the game, which are, you guessed it, not GM and above. Hell, last season it wasn't even Diamond. I was Diamond 2 last season. That was top 6 or 4%. 4 to 6% of the player base. Because I got in and it was top 4%, but I doubt it stayed that way. And like, that's not good, right? The majority, 90% of your player base is below Diamond. 90% of your player base is upset because they're getting one shot. And the solution is not to, oh, buff all the strategists. Buff all the strategists. That'll work. Just buff all the strategists. We've tried that. We tried that. The Luna Atom team up. You've tried that. It just makes it miserable because triple support gets even more strong, and people hate triple support because of how oppressive it is. You pretty much have to play triple support, or you're going to lose, or you just play like super aggressive dive, and you're constantly killing their supports. Like you can play dive against triple support and win, and like. I think dive should be better because, like I said, Spider-Man and Magic could be cooler. Magic's passive gains bonus health for the amount of damage she deals. She should be a brawler. She feels her kit, and especially now that her slash it pierces and it recharges her portal, her stepping discs cooldown, because I've also tried to learn Magic. It feels like she wants to be played where you dive the team, and you brawl out. You brawl a single player. If you're trying to brawl multiple people, you use the big slash. You can place those demons behind walls to constantly build your shield passively, hit the slash to hit the entire team, and then portal some more. It's really, really cool. The Magic can't really be played that way because the healing's so strong and the damage is so strong, because if you try to do that, you pretty much just explode. That might just be a me thing, but everybody I've ever seen who makes a Magic tutorial said the same thing. You kind of play behind you. If it's one tank, you play behind your main tank, and you deal, and if you see someone out of position, you hit a one-shot combo on them. Or, you go and you hunt, and you hit one-shot combos on the people in the back, if you have two tanks. And, like, that's not very good, because, like, the fact that this character relies on one-shot combos, why even give her the passive? Like, she was clearly not designed to be played that way, but the game requires it. So I think dive is pretty bad, because if dive was like that, where Black Panther is not insta-killing supports, but he is instead hitting as many people with the mark as he can, and just dashing through the entire team constantly, being a distraction, give him some sort of displacement ability, and I'm about to talk about that, because I know CC creep in this game is real as fuck. But give him some sort of displacement ability on something so that he's a nuisance, right? You make him a nuisance, and he wants to hit as many people as possible, just live going back and forth as long as possible, being a nuisance as long as possible. That's good. That is good dive design, because it requires coordination. He doesn't just jump in and insta-kill. You have to coordinate with the other team members, with other people, and you have to make sure that they're open. Like, that's good. The fact that Venom can just dive down there and kill super fast is not good. That's not good for anybody. Cap was the first iteration of this, where he was not super strong damage-wise, but he was such a nuisance, and he lived for so long. That's what made him good. He was good simply because of how long he lived, and how much he could do in that time. His damage wasn't really good, but you lived so long in their backline that you were able to do things. And I think that more of the dive characters should be like that. And they pretty much are, except Psylocke, who really just, you poke out and then you dive at someone and insta-kill them with your dashes and your shurikens. But Psylocke, yeah, I mean, you can't really fix that. That's kind of how a kit is designed. But the other ones, their kit isn't really designed for that. You should incentivize Find a way to incentivize to play the other one. Maybe increase the amount of bonus health that Magic gets on her. I'm thinking. Increase the bonus health Magic gets from dealing damage. Decrease the damage of the slash. Increase the damage of her whirlwind for how many people to compensate, like every time it hits somebody new, the damage goes up for the next person. That incentivizes Magic to be in there. She'll do more damage to more people and get more health. And then she slashes, but not for an insta-kill combo, because it does less damage now, but you just slash as a finisher to hit a flyer, to charge your portals, to stay in the fight, to stay brawling out, to continue to be a nuisance. I don't know, that probably wouldn't work. I'm not the smartest bulb in the drawer, but I would love for I would love for dive characters to not be one-shot combo farms. Like, Spidey should be buffed, so that way he can just continue to dive, continue to be a nuisance, in and out, and he's not able to be killed super easily, not because of health or anything like that, but because he's just hard to hit. He's web slinging around, and so he's a nuisance, and you kind of have to deal with him. And that's good. But if you do that, please get rid of the 1,000,000-meter web swing pole. No matter how much skill it takes, that is bullshit, because there's nothing you can do about it, and that's my whole problem with dive right now. So definitely get rid of that too, because not being able to fight back against dive once it starts is bullshit. It should be interactive. It should be you do this, I do this. If we both play the games correctly, we'll both live, but you will take all the attention away from my team, and so yeah, I don't know. I just think it's so bad the way it is right now. Like, Gambit solves the problem, but that's because Gambit's a DPS. He's a strategist. He can do DPS and support. I have a video on that. But, like, you know what I mean, right? He doesn't... It's not like you're waiting for someone with more damage to peel for you. He just does it himself. And you shouldn't have to have a support who could just do it himself. You should have him do dive characters affect the whole team, and not just farm an insta-kill and leave, or farm an insta-kill and then back to the team to poke. I think that's pretty bad game design. And now back to what I was talking about with Black Panther, because I just remembered. I said give him a displacement. Not a displacement, but not a stun. And here's what I mean by that. So Magneto's push, his right click, the big damage one, I really love that move. I hate that it stuns. I don't know if it stuns ultimates, but you know it stuns because when it hits the thing gets stopped. Wolverine does the stun too. Even if he hits the thing, Wolverine gets stunned. It's kind of bullshit. Same thing with the ult, even though he doesn't get launched up, he gets stunned by it. I think displacements that stun should not affect the thing. I think he should be susceptible to normal stuns, not give him unstoppable, but like, he doesn't get moved. The whole point is that they're stuns, that way they can't be stunned while they move. I think a lot of those displacement abilities need to be changed, so that way they don't stun. Like Bucky's hook, it doesn't affect the thing, but it still stuns him. It still gives him that stun for the duration that he would be traveling. That's not good. Well, why is that? Why are we pretending like that's good? That's definitely not good. But yeah, I just wish dive was different, so that it was more of a nuisance thing and not a one-shot combo farm, because that's not very interactive with the other people in the game. The diver gets to play their solo player game, and I feel like an AI trying desperately to survive and kill them in a PvE mode. You could make a PvE mode, genuinely. I genuinely believe Spider-Man, Black Panther, Psylocke, Magic, put them in a PvE mode. You could make a PvE game with just those kits that revolve around one-shotting. And it'd work. It'd be just as fine, because it would be just as good as playing those characters normally, because that's pretty much how it goes. In every rank that's not, like, top tier. I don't know. I just think it's kind of dumb. I wish it was better. Don't really know what we can do about it, because of how high damage is in the game. Even if you do fix it, those characters become obsolete, because they don't do the damage to instantly kill. So, they'll just play triple support, and they'll play Jeff and Rocket, who don't have to look at their team to heal them, and they'll still get heals. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Wet Willy!